So I wanted to take the bike to the gym the other day, but I knew I was long past. And I mean long past an oil change. So for those of you who ride, who follow or are interested in riding, this is part of owning a bike. Should be done. Well, I think they say every 6 months or every few thousand miles when you're riding, depending on your bike, of course. And let's just say I'm a little late on this oil change, so had to get the fairings off and then actually run the bike for a quick minute just so the oil would come out a little bit better there. And yeah, really once I get down into it, it was just one bolt, and you're gonna see, yeah, and it was dark, let's put it that way. So wanted to get everything drained out and then also replace the filter, since that thing was probably fighting for its life. The last few months I've been riding, yeah, a little nasty in there. And picked up a new filter online, so opened that up, swapped it out. Gotta get a little oil in there first before I screw it on, and then before I threw that new filter on, I put the kind of the drain bolt, if you will, back on, put the new filter in, and tighten it up. And then of course I had to put the actual oil in, so this baby takes 3 quarts, got the oil funnel out, poured her up, and then again I ran it just for a little bit just to make sure everything was smooth before I started putting the fairings back on and getting it cleaned up. That was it, man. She's been running a lot cleaner since. Of course, still looking good, still fun as ever, and only got a couple weeks left for the season, so I want to enjoy it and have some peace of mind when I put it up for the winter. By the way, this crop tee is from my brand, and I did just restock, so I'll leave a little link below if you want to shop these. Needed some pre before I hit the gym, so I've been using this brand Podiums. I like their little blend of L-citrulline, caffeine, some beta-alanine, just the basics, not too high stimmy. There's about 200 milligrams of caffeine per serving, so that's all I need right there. I don't like to be too crazy anymore, just enough to get me there, keep me focused, keep the pumps good, and that beta-alanine helps keep the fatigue off. And yeah, it was time to rip it to the gym, test it out, mounting my GoPro to my chin for the first time actually, and honestly it came out pretty sick. So mobbing a little bit, had some fun on the highway, of course, all within the speed limit, as you guys obviously know. But it was a beautiful little fall day in Ohio, and oh man, you can't ask for anything more than that. A little bike ride to the gym, it's a good life. And of course, as always, I'm following the weekly workouts from the Workout of the Week in my training app, and man, they're great. Just started a new mesocycle, so it's 3 reps in reserve, so I'm keeping some reps in the tank, not going to failure quite yet. I'll do that in a few weeks once I get deeper into the mesocycle. So for you guys who are committed to transforming your own physique and want to work with me, the first week on the app is free, so I'll leave the link below the video to sign up. Anyway, first thing for the warm-up was actually band pull-up arts, and I forgot my band, so I just did some slow pull-ups, nice and controlled. Again, focusing on controlling the negative here, really forcing my lats to fire, again, both on the way up but on the way down, because it's that lengthening, man. When that muscle is going from a shortened position to a lengthened position, that's where you can really get some benefits, you know, in terms of just inducing hypertrophy. And it's easy to skip if we're just focused on pushing up or pulling up. So first working exercise is going to be the barbell row. Now I'm not quite back to where I want to be. If you guys remember, I did tear my hamstring a little minute ago, so I can only put so much load through my posterior chain there. But I've worked up steadily and slowly to this 185 for my working sets for about 10 or 12. And honestly, because of this hamstring injury, my form has gotten substantially better on my rows. I used to use more momentum, swing a little bit more, but if you notice, my torso stays relatively neutral. Like, I do come up a bit because it's, you know, 185 rowing with no support is some weight, but because my torso stays more neutral, I'm able to control the negative, stretch the lat, and then just get more out of the weight I'm actually doing, which is a good thing. So from there, I went to the weighted pull-up. Same form here as the warm-ups. Again, really emphasizing that portion when I get to the top, going down, trying to make that last as long as I can. It looks like, you know, it's moving at normal speed, but in my head, I'm fighting to hold on to every inch of that descent. You know, it just gets a little more challenging with the 35, but enjoyed 4 sets of those. Wiped me out pretty good, and I already had a pretty decent pump going into the cable low rows here. Oh man, I love this machine. You got the pin loaded low row just sitting right on the ground. I'm able to connect with the weight, squeeze right toward almost my hips, maybe more my belly button area. And again, on that descent, man, really getting a great stretch on the lats. You see me lean forward slightly. So it does work my erectors a little bit there, but it also helps me to fully lengthen my lats. And I'm still using a weight I can control, although it's heavy. And man, just squeezing that back there feels pretty incredible. So good movement, build some thickness, and a good way to finish off the rows for the day. And then I finished up with, again, this cable face pull. So I wanted to hit a little bit of like upper back trap, but more specifically my rear delt. So when you look at the shoulder from the side, like if you're hitting a side pose, you get that nice roundness toward the back, especially when you start to develop your rear delt, which is the back of that shoulder there. You can see the muscle kind of getting pumped, you know, as I'm hitting it, because I keep these sets higher because it's a smaller muscle group. So I like to go 12 to 15 reps, and man, does it feel great when you're able to connect with it rep after rep. It's smooth, and you get a nice little pump to go home with too. So today's post-workout meal, I've been keeping the carbs lower since I've been cutting, so keeps the calories lower in turn. And man, I've been smacking these little tuna joints maybe every other day, just about almost every day sometimes. And again, just about a tablespoon to 2 of mayo, some sweet relish, pepper, salt, and of course the tuna. Mix that up, and then this is my little secret right here. I do a serving or 2 of this Texas barbecue sauce, and oh man, that's it right there. You know, carbs who, you know what I'm saying? You don't need them. So logging the foods and macro factor, and the macros for this meal come out great. 60 plus grams of protein, under 20 grams of carbs, under 10 grams of fat, you know, just up over 400 calories. That is money, man. Enjoying it, man. It was a good night. It was a good day, all in all. Finished strong. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the next video.